Hello and welcome to Radical Living. I'm your host Shoeless Joe, and today we are talking about peaks and valleys and slow plateaus. Sometimes we just feel stuck. Like we've been working at something and we're just not getting anywhere. Maybe we've been exercising day after day after day, or practicing guitar and just strumming away at those chords day in and day out, or trying really hard to have a healthy diet and to eat right. But then at the end of the day, it just feels like we're getting nowhere. And then we're tempted to give up. But never give up. Never surrender. We all want to reach that peak. We want to get to that height, that moment of accomplishment, that sense when you're done, you did it. You finished writing that book. You learned how to play that instrument. Whatever it may be, you lost all that weight. But the problem is that peak cannot get reached until we spend a long time trudging through the boring and tedious plateau. When I read this in an article, it just made so much sense. It seems obvious, but we never think about it. The fact that you can't just automatically get there. You have to spend so much time doing the boring, mundane thing over and over and over and over and over. You see, the problem is we have been ruined by montages. Montages came out in the 80s, and they're just a song that they play during a movie while you see clips of a character working towards a goal. It's often a physical goal, like learning how to fight or box or whatever. You watch for a few minutes and they're working so hard, and then by the end of the song, they've got it. But this has like rewired our brains to think that working hard at something should only last an equivalent of a few minutes, and rather than being boring and tedious, it's gonna be kind of fun and exciting and invigorating. But it's not. It's just not. A lot of the time, it's just drudgery. Another way I've heard of thinking about this is I read an author who said that writing a book is kind of like walking through a forest. And in the beginning, it's all exciting because you're just starting off, you got all your gear, you're ready to go, it's a beautiful day, and you're walking into the woods. And you can't wait for that glorious moment when you get to walk out of the woods, and it's gonna be so exciting. Then you get in there, and then after a couple of days, you realize, this is hard work. You don't have nearly as good food to eat, and you're sleeping out in the woods, and there's bugs everywhere, and you don't really have anyone to talk to, and it's kind of horrible. Now, this is the part in the movie when the montage kicks in, and you just see a few scenes of struggle through the forest, but then it will be over soon, so don't worry.
We're gonna need a montage.
Life is not like the movies. Too bad that we actually have to do work to come up with some good results. There's a lot of people who don't find this worth it. They're not going to put in the time to learn an instrument. They're not going to take all the energy it takes to write a book. But we need to. We need to have passions. We need to have more passionate people who are ready to spend the energy every day to create amazing things. So get out a piece of paper and a pencil and write down your goals. And then find a way to build out daily habits so that you can achieve those goals. And when things get tough, remember that you are just going through a plateau. And if you go on that route long enough, you will eventually get to a peak. All you gotta do is keep pressing on. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, keep it simple, question everything, and stay radical.
I'm pressing on. I'm pressing on. All my success is coming.